So I want to talk about that phrase that became really popular in 2020, that was played from every single news station, every radio station. It was blasted on the tannoys within a supermarket. It was plastered all over businesses. Everybody was saying it. Stay safe. Because that phrase that on the surface appeared that it was light, that it was led with love and care, because, you know, people just wanted you to stay safe. The government just wanted you to stay safe, right? But the truth is that is absolutely false. Like that phrase that is still being said today. You know, we used to say, take care, watch yourself, look after yourself, take care, have a great time and take care. But now it is stay safe. And I just want to bring that into the consciousness so that phrase is infused, what it actually meant. So the word said stay safe, but the energy, and it's the energy that matters. Words can be deceiving. Words can be used to manipulate, but energy is. We cannot manipulate energy. Energy doesn't lie, even if we are in denial of it, even if we do not acknowledge it, energy does not lie. So the energy behind those words, the true meaning of those words was stay small, obey, stay in your box, do not venture into the unknown, because in the unknown something bad is going to happen to you. If you go into yourself and do what you are being impulsed to do, if you follow your natural impulses, your natural desires, and at the time just to see your own family, just to be with your own loved ones, if you follow those natural desires, that natural care, love from the soul, something bad's going to happen to you. But not only something bad going to happen to you, it's going to happen to your whole family. So we can see how that phrase, stay safe, doesn't actually mean, as being inverted to actually mean stay small. So right now, me and my best friend are living dreams. We are walking through a destined point, through a node point. We are traveling through Central America. We are both living out a dream. Hers was to travel through Central America. Mine was to be anywhere that is gorgeous, like this place, and to be able to share my light, my love, my passions, to be able to contribute into the world through the way that Source has asked me to contribute, is seeded within me. And as we were going on this journey for 7 weeks, many people have said to us individually, stay safe. Now, I know that those people that are saying that to us are people that love and care for us, and they are saying it to us in a genuine, just look after yourself kind of way, because that's what we used to say, right? We just used to say, like, you know, just look after yourself, take care, you know, all the best kind of thing. But that phrase now carries that inversion, and it actually means stay small, and people are now using that phrase, stay safe, as a justification, often subconsciously, because it's been subconsciously programmed into the mind, as a justification for not following what's in their hearts, for allowing the fears of the mind to override the desires of the heart. So it's time now for us to really hold that up into the light and realise that if we are using that phrase, stay safe, in order to justify us not following our dreams and our passions, that we have to start challenging that. Oh, sorry, I've just got a little friend come to see me. And we have to start challenging that, and we have to start questioning that phrase, and we have to start busting through that box, those limitations. So, you know, whilst there's nothing inherently wrong with that, with that phrase, stay safe, it is how the energy has been seeded into it since 2020. And now when people say it, you can feel that energy from that phrase. So let's go back to saying, just take care. Let's stop putting ourselves in those limitations, in those boxes and understand that staying safe is not why we came here. We came here to live life, not stay safe. Now, obviously, in living that life, we're going to take care in certain situations and places. We don't have to be reckless. But we need to understand that staying safe is not staying at home, is not staying in a box, is not staying in our lane. That is the opposite of staying safe. That is going to drain your energy. That is going to rob you of your quality of life. It starts to invert life. You know, if you look at the word evil and you turn it round, it's live. So the opposite of living or staying safe is going into a very dark, negative place, because we start to drain away all the light. We start to suffocate the light. We start to choke the light, stop it from having its expression, because the light is not in fear. The light is in trust. So one other way that we can bust through those limitations that we put on ourselves out of fear, that have been manipulated into people heavily in 2020, but forever, for many thousands of years. The way that we can dissolve those limitations, those fears, is actually to reconnect back to truth, back to the authentic self, back to the soul. Because it is only the ego that is programmed through fear that believes that it can control situations and keep itself safe. It believes that control equals safety. But again, I go back to 2020 and you can see very clearly how control does not equal safety. It equals the opposite of safety. That control that was rained down caused much destruction, much disease, illness, devastation. Many people took their lives during that time due to what was done up on them, due to the manipulation. And many people are losing their lives now through the you-know-what that was rolled out, and people were coerced and convinced was for their health. And we can look in our lives, because that really what we saw on the outside, that control system that had been slowly creating prison bars around us that we didn't even realise we just walked right into, is really a reflection of what's been going on inside other people's inner world. Where people believe that if they plan for every potentiality, if they can think all of the worst case scenarios, then but that is the ego, that is the ego self, that is the wounded self that is scared, that doesn't trust itself, that isn't connected to the true self. Because when you're connected to the true self, you're connected to source. When you're connected to source, you know with every cell of your body that you are an infinite being, and you cannot, in spiritual truth, be harmed, because you are forever. And as long as you plug into your guidance, your sources, you start to create a trust within you, so that you know that every situation that you encounter, which you cannot control, you cannot plan for every eventuality. When you have that belief, it's going to show you that lesson. It's going to show you that you cannot plan for every eventuality. So if we start to move into absolute trust, we reconnect back to the true soul with the self, then we know that every experience we experience is there to serve us in some way. So if that experience is difficult, we can, whilst we might not enjoy it per se, we can still feel a sense of, just a sense of peace in knowing that there is something within this situation that's going to help. There is a blessing within it, where I'm going to grow and I'm going to expand from it. And you can also hold that thought that whatever situation you find yourself in, there is always a solution. You have the solution, and you can go inwards and you can connect to your guides, to your higher self, to your intuition, and you can ask for that solution to be shown, and it will come forward for you. You can know that no matter what you experience, that you can thrive through it. So you can carry that level of trust. I've been working very consciously for probably 5 years, but a lot longer than that, seeking the true self. And in that reconnection journey, whilst there has been times when I knew that I was soul, but I wasn't full, I hadn't integrated that into my body, so I didn't have that level of trust for myself. Whereas now I've integrated that into my body. It's like coming on this journey of traveling around Central America, that nothing really is phasing me. I just have this deep knowing inside of my body that whatever happens, it happens for my highest good, and whatever happens, I will find the solution, and I will work with my guides, with my guidance system, and I just know that ultimately everything is always going to work out for my highest good. And having that level of trust, I've never had that before, and that's something that comes with reconnecting back to the soul, and we start to move into that sweet spot of life. And yes, it doesn't mean that you'll have no challenges, but those challenges are totally different because you have such an inner trust, because you start to trust yourself in a way that you never have trusted before. This whole reality has been set up as an inverted reality. It's not organic, it is an inversion of the organic reality. We're going back to the organic reality. It's been there to make us not trust ourselves. It's been there to make us look outside of ourselves for the answers. It's been there to make us feel that we are small and lesser, but that is not the truth. We are multi-dimensional creators of reality, and it is us that creates our realities. We co-create with source, with spirit. As soon as we start to become conscious and aware, we can direct our lives in a much more fulfilling way, and we can live our lives in a trust rather than in fear that something bad is going to happen to us, and rather in fear that if something bad does happen to us, that we're not going to be able to cope, because we can cope, because we are spiritual warriors, and there is nothing in this life that we cannot ascend from, that we cannot thrive through. So take a look at your life and ask yourself, are you using that phrase anywhere in your life, stay safe, and using it in a way that is really there to limit you and stop you and give you a justification for not doing something that you know is in your heart, that you know you are being guided to do? And you need to look honestly at those places, and there's no shame and there's no guilt in that. We all do that at times within our life because of the programs we have been through, but we are at a point now where we've got to start raising our consciousness, seeding a new consciousness on this planet, and breaking down prison walls, because we've walked into it willingly. No one's going to let us out. No one's going to come and say, here's the keys, walk out of this prison, these limited belief prison. It's up to us to do it, and that's what I do with my clients. I help my clients to reconnect back to the true soul self, so that we can see all of those shadows within all of the limitations, all of the traumas and programs inside us that need to be cleansed and purified through the light of source, so that we can move into soul alignment. Because I believe 100% that everybody that is here has something within them that they came here to do, to live, to be, that is fulfilling, that is an extraordinary life. We are moving out of the time of needing to suffer in order to grow and expand. We're moving into a new reality but in order for us to move into that reality, we have to do our work, we have to do our inner work, we have to take responsibility for the shadows within our bodies, the corruption within us, and we have to cleanse that. But it is a journey that is rewarding, fulfilling, fun, expanding. So once we commit to ourselves to go on that journey, everything changes.